Descent. 8-player network. Doom 4. 8 is greater than 4. Descent. 24 enemies. Doom 18. 24 is greater than 18. Descent. 360 degrees of vertical rotation. Doom 0. 360 is greater than 0. Descent. For your PC, not equal to Doom greater than.
Did they make me do math in that commercial?
They did. They really
24 is greater than 18.
The lowest volume possible, too.
Right.
Hey, guys, what are you doing? It's time for the Play Retro Show on Christmas Eve.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. It's the 23rd. Only one more day to that Christmas Eve, and I can tear into all those presents, right? Is that way to do it?
Are you feeling ready? Are you feeling, I don't know.
Oh, I'm so ready.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like present day. Present Day's great.
I like present day, too. I don't like...
I mean, Boxing Day is good when you're doing it for other people, but present day, getting, 'tis the season. Gimme.
So you actually do
Garfield
something on
said.
Boxing Day? Because I don't do jack on Boxing Day.
No, I guess that's not really an American thing, but we could do it. You can totally do it. We do things like that. We do have community drives where we put boxes together and do that, but we don't call it. We don't have it formal or anything. It's just, hey, it is the season. It's time to do it.
Time
we're
to
collecting.
share.
And we're gonna be sending them out.
Time to give.
Right.
Don't ask me in July. I ain't giving shit. But right now,
Because I'm broke. Because I'm paying back all this for all this stuff.
well, it's good to see you all. I am one of your hosts here at Play Retro. My name is Scott Johnson, and while I can't tell if I'm upside down right now or not, I am loaded up and ready for bear and anything these low poly enemies can throw at me. Pew pew pew. Take that. Whoops, I'm upside down again. I think I am, or am I? Either way, I think I'm pretty decent at this.
See what you did there? You dropped the S and made it another word. And I'm your other host, Brian Dunaway. I bet you could do math in a commercial. And I'm your other host, Brian Dunaway, and prepare for descent to the vomit comet of first-person shooters. Please keep your controls inside the cockpit at all times, even if they are two-fisted joysticks. And be sure to exit the ride like Han Solo after blasting the Death Star core. Hold on to your Z-axis. We're about to head back to the 90s.
Oh, yeah. The 90s are waiting. We're coming back to them.
We're coming back to them, like I said, with like the Han Solo come flying out of there. Descent.
Yeah, Descent. Not to be confused with the excellent horror series, or at least first movie in the series is good.
Good luck typing in Descent in like a search engine and then getting the game first. You better either put 1995 after it or put game or something.
Yeah, you're going to get that movie poster with like the ladies making the skull face with the lights.
Yeah. You sound like you've had this experience this week.
Yeah, I have. I did multiple times. You forget how impactful that movie was and how old the video game is. But Descent, big deal, man, in my opinion. I love the game. I was a huge fan at the time. I don't think they needed to have all that smack talk about Doom because they were different games with different points of interest and different very effective methods of getting their game across. I don't think they had to go negative in that ad, but they did.
And they were even on the same team because they got, they've got tips on how to distribute this as shareware.
They did.
Which, Doom was already doing just that. So there might have been a friendly rivalry, but I don't think there was a thing where it was like, we're better than Doom. Because I don't compare the two at all.
No, they're not even in the same category of game as far as I'm concerned.
Matter of fact, when you tell me that this is a first person shooter, I go, no, not really. But it is. Once I started playing more, I was like, okay, yeah, corridor. And I do get 6 degrees of freedom where I can move around up and down, but it's still, I'm pretty much inside. I'm in a mining thing,
you're in a thing
right?
and you're flying around caves, and it's not the same as being on the ground as a Marine on Mars or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But it is an FPS.
But you do go to Mars.
It is a first-person view. So there you go.
Right.
And you are shooting
first-person
things.
Yeah. But you got a HUD instead of a gun sticking out of your chest.
Chode.
You got you got a HUD chode. Yeah. Chode instead of like that. Unless you choose not to, you can turn that off. But
remember those days when it was Quake even did it, but pretty quickly after that they started doing the side guns. So all shooters today, they're all off to here or over here.
Yeah.
Back in the day though, like that rocket launcher in Quake,
that is so iconic because it is a shaft and then it's a bulb at the end.
Yep.
It's exactly what you don't want it to look like.
It's a pain wing.
There it is.
Yeah, right there, sticking out in front of you, and that was the best weapon in the game. So
it was.
I'm not trying to make it into something.
There was some. I think it was some mods and stuff too you could do that would set to the side and stuff, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
like the graphic would change.
If I remember
to the
right, there
and
was
left.
something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a mod for everything back then.
That was a mod for everything. This game is actually a little bit moddable too. And it's got a community that I did not know existed. I didn't know that this was such a multiplayer thing that people are yelling right now. Of course, it's multiplayer. I loved it as multiplayer. And I'm like, I never saw it as a multiplayer game. That's why I didn't really get into it. I always saw it as a single player.
Well,
game.
for us, this was around the time when I was working at a company. I was very young, and we were playing a lot of Doom and eventually Quake down the road, another year or so. But in between all that, we definitely played a bunch of Descent, and it was definitely LAN play, and it was freaking awesome because it added this other aspect to it. Like, you could play Doom multiplayer on the LAN, and it was fine, but you kind of knew all the rooms were, and you knew at what angle everybody's coming at each other because we're all on the same flat shooter angle. And in this game, you could go into a space and not know that Brian Dunaway's hanging upside down way over here in this corner with a weird angle that you can't see from because you're not looking that way. Like, it added almost like a horror element to it.
I could see that.
It was crazy. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Even playing by myself, I had that same impression where it was like, oh no, where'd that guy come from? Because lots of times. So when you play Descent, the different ships will have like noises before they approach, and so you know what kind of ship it is, and that's important because you got to be able to protect yourself against certain ships. And I would hear them, and I'd be like looking around, like, where's it at? Where is it at? Because there's too many degrees of freedom.
No, it's
Where's
freaky,
that?
and it takes a while to get used to it. And being competitive at it was a whole other layer. So yeah, I get people pining for its multiplayer stuff because that's really where I spent most of my time. I did play the quote unquote campaign, which is really just kind of Doom-like. Open doors, find the key.
Yeah, find the key.
Go in, shoot some stuff that's in there. Hopefully you don't die. Go do it again. The one unique thing about it was I do think it was the first, prior to Quake, which took over entirely this way, but it was the first mouse look game I played. And I can't remember how we got it to do that because it wasn't easy. We had to launch something weird. Mice were still new and weird, especially on the PC side. And so it was like, I don't remember how we did it. We had some smart guy on the who worked in the back end tech, and he did it. But
maybe we'll get into that when we get to the show.
Oh yeah, we should probably do that.
Maybe I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Hey, I got a thought here. I'm just going to throw this out here.
Oh, do it.
This is not a review or a stance that is anti any of these emulation devices that are so popular right now, because I have a number of them over here. Big stack of them.
Okay. Yeah.
I like them. But this happens to me almost every time. I come to this conclusion that I think the best emulation device on the planet is the Steam Deck. It already exists. It's just there. Now, I'm not saying you should go out and spend $500 on a Steam Deck, whatever the current price is for the nice one. You shouldn't go out and buy that if you're just planning on playing retro games, because that seems dumb to me. That's overkill. But if you're getting one because you like also modern games and you're playing other stuff on there and you have a big library on Steam or whatever your reasons are, the ability this thing has to flawlessly emulate pretty much everything.
Yeah,
with very few exceptions, it's really the best thing on the market, man.
I never have a question of will I be able to play X, whatever it is.
X game on what device?
Maybe I shouldn't have said X. Whatever variable game that I want to play on Steam, I know it's going to work. The question is, am I comfortable with the form factor?
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, I do like having little small handhelds where I can play my 8 and 16-bit, and I do like having the flexibility of that. But I'm with you. Yeah. If I want to stress-free, no questions, don't have to look and figure out.
Super easy to set up.
Will it play? I don't know if it'll play or not. Will it play that one? Is it Android? Is it Linux? I don't have to ask none of those questions. I just go to my Steam Deck, and it just works. And if I can accept the fact that the form factor is big old fat heavy daddy, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it'll do anything.
Yeah, anything you need, anything you want to do, it'll all be there. And then when you're tired of it, go fire up Steam and play something new. Like, go play Diablo 4 for 2 hours and then say, you know what, I could use a little GBA time. It's all going to work.
Yeah, or throw it in your docking station and throw it up on the TV and,
great place
pull
for
out
that.
pull out your Steam controller.
No. No.
No, but
Any
yeah,
controller,
all that
any
stuff.
other controller.
Yeah.
Just get any controller with Bluetooth and just play that way.
They'll all work.
Do not use your Steam controller. The Steam Controller 1 is a piece
Steam
of
Controller
hot
1
garbage.
is what you want to start calling it soon because they'll have
because
a
the
Steam
second
Controller
one's
2
coming out, and I am getting that new one, regardless of what that Steam machine costs.
absolutely.
That may or may not be in my future, but the controller definitely is.
Yeah.
I am getting that shit.
But you were so darn right. Yeah, the Steam. If you really are, we get asked all the time, which one should I get? And it's a lot of choices when you start getting into the 100 sub 100 systems. But it is inevitably going to disappoint people because they expect it to do everything, and it's not. You have to really get to the Steam Deck level before you can really do anything. I've got some that are like about some Amber Nicks that are like $250.
Yeah.
They come close to the Steam Deck for the retro stuff.
Sure,
but it's still not the Steam Deck.
Still not the same. No.
No.
And that is not to say that one of these isn't going to work great for you because you're like, man, all I want to do is play my NES library that I missed so much as a child, and I don't care about nothing else. Well, good deal, because there are some like $50 options that'll get you that, and you're going to be great. Do not buy a Steam Deck for that. But if you're like, man, my 3DS, or man, I want they're finally getting 360 stuff to wear, whatever. It's just all good. It just works on there. And you just go to emudeck.com, download that stuff. It does it all for you. It's freaking easy.
Yep.
So
it is super easy.
Anyway.
Unless it breaks, in which case, just throw your Steam Deck away.
Then just,
if the configuration gets messed up, just forget it.
Give it to the neighbor kid. Tell him.
Give it to the neighbor kid. Here you go, buddy.
Come here, Junior. What's our neighbor kid name? Come here.
Indiana.
We named the dog you. Come here, buddy. Here's my deck.
We named the neighbor Indiana.
Yeah.
Why are you naming your neighbors?
I don't know. I mean, they have names, so you probably should use their names. Right. Anyway, Dunaway, what'd you get up to this week in the world of
oh my
stuff?
God. So the week before, the week before last, I wore my Atari shirt and my Atari showed up. Last week I wore my Commodore 64 shirt and it finally arrived. Merry Christmas to all. They worked so hard. Commodore International has worked so hard to get this Commodore 64 Ultimate in our hands. I ordered the Starlight edition of this thing, and I've been sharing pictures throughout the day of this thing. It lights up.
Beautiful.
And you can do sparkles. You can do just solid flat
tape's
colors.
Not like in there like a cartridge. It's just resting up there.
No,
right?
I've just got it resting on here, and this is similar to the cartridge or the tape you would have gotten with your original, and this one's called the Very Second, and it comes with like a bunch of demo games like you would have gotten with the original. And this, by the way, for those who are listening, we're looking at a clear case. It is a Commodore 64 bread bin. If you remember what those things look like, those brown bread bins.
Yeah.
And we're looking at a red translucent tape that flies out and has a USB plug into it. And you can plug that into the back because this is an FPGA system inside here. So it's got modern hookups like regular USB, but it also has the ability to hook up to original hardware. And
is it capable of running something beyond C64 if you hacked it or dinked with it?
I'm sure you could, because I'll have to look at the exact chip that's on here, but I'm sure that there's going to be some mods and stuff that people are going to do. But yeah, I mean, the only thing, it's just according to what the chip is. To keep costs down, they probably didn't go with the most expensive one, but they probably went with any FPGA chip is expensive. Because they're programmable.
Right.
But right now I'm doing what I loved back in the day, which I've got pulled up now. This is the Christmas demo that you would get on this cassette here. And it plays Christmas music. I wish I could pipe that through. Maybe I'll figure that out next time. But yeah, it's got little animations. It's got a Yule log you can do. So
that guy driving, has he got a shirt on? Is he shirtless in that? What's he doing?
That is a dog. So that is a dog closest to us. He is a pug. This is 8-bit computing, by the way. It's a moose. There's somebody in the way back with a cat back there. Looks like Dad has decided to let the dog sit up front and made Mom sit in the middle, and then the kids in the way back with the cat, which is exactly how you want to do.
You went black for some. Oh, there you are.
Oh yeah, because the demo was over, and if you can't hear it because I had to turn it off. It's got a computer speaker in it, and it emulates the sounds of your 1541s, which is your floppy drive, and different drives, and as well as tapes too. It'll go zzz, it'll make noises like that too.
That's great.
It's a pretty cool trick. I'm gonna do some deeper dive into it, but I just got it yesterday, and the fact that they delivered it before Christmas.
So now you
That
believe
is
in this whole
amazing.
shirt thing, don't you? You're going to do it every time.
Oh yeah, because I got my this week I got my Dreamcast shirt on.
Sweet.
A guy can dream, can he?
So you think that so in this particular scenario, Sega's going to come out and go, "We're doing a Dreamcast Mini. Get ready."
Right. Yeah. So if by this time next week, if that happens, I'm gonna poop my pants.
Dude,
I'm gonna poop my pants right on screen.
I'd be stoked for that.
Right.
I would buy that day one. I don't care what they want for it. I loved my Dreamcast.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And then give me an.
I can't wait to tear this down. It's easy. They've made it easy to open up, just like the original ones. 8-bit computers are fun to work on. And there's only 3 screws. You pop this open. There's a couple of slots for a couple of SID chips you want. You know, everybody loves the SID chips. That's the sound chips.
Yep. Oh yeah.
In this thing, you can put multiple SID chips, and they're real ones. I got a couple of them. And so yeah, this is a fiddler's dream.
That's awesome. Sounds like they're
yeah.
doing right by the name and stuff. That's good.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Parafractic is who's been pushing most of this, but there's a lot of people involved, including some of the OG people who worked at Commodore. So all just trying to make this thing happen.
Trying to make fetch
excited.
happen. And it looks like it did.
Yeah,
Nice job.
They did it. They did
Nice
it.
job, guys. That's awesome. I'm excited for you. And the day before Christmas is pretty good.
I know you can't beat that.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing all day, the day after Christmas. I would try to do it on Christmas, but they want me to do stuff.
Oh, I know, dude. Right? Give me you know what I need Christmas Day? Let me tell you what I need.
Tell me what you need, what you really, really need.
Jack shit is what I need.
Ah, yes.
I need to sit around and I need to play the stuff I have and do things I'm into and not be annoyed with everybody. Give me some. I need some. I'm a grumpy old, grinchy old man now. I need some space.
That's fine. It's fine. You know, we all do that as we get older. It becomes less about the presents because we have the abilities typically to get what we really want, right? Ourselves.
We have
right?
too much
And
crap. We don't need.
And
more.
then but you don't have no time to play with them, which has been killing me because I've had this Commodore 64 Ultimate since yesterday, and all I've wanted to do is play with it. I stayed up last night for like maybe an extra 30 minutes. I knew I had to get to sleep though because I had to go to work and do stuff today, so I stayed up and fiddled around with it for a minute. I'm like. Oh, by the way, also part of my goals for 2026 fortuitously came along. I'm been teaching myself assembly language, and I'm looking at a couple of books. This guy right here, Derek Morris, he's a retro game dev, and he's got a couple of books that walk through the process of making our own little video
Let's make
games.
it. Let's make a play retro side scroller. Let's do it.
Absolutely. I'm going to do just that. And you know what else I got? I got some old retro school stuff here. I got the Commodore 64 sketch and design book. It's got different sprite size grid layouts, so I can lay them all out. It's got musical note areas, so I can write my own SID music. Oh, I'm gonna look this guy. Look, whoever did this cover.
Nerd.
They filled in grid blocks.
Yeah, they are. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
That's actually really cool. I'm glad you're doing that. I forgot to mention this. I am testing something for Tom Merritt. He sent me a pair of the X-Real virtual goggle things. I don't know if you've seen these.
Dude, where's mine at?
It's called the Real or the One Pro. Anyway, here's I don't have the glasses are upstairs, so I can't show you those, but you can kind of see them there. Anyway, you put these on your head. They have Bose does the audio. They're not Bose branded,
Right.
but the sound is. Anyway, you put these on and then you plug it into any USB-C port that supports like output to a display. It doesn't matter what.
Right.
So your Steam Decks, your Switch 2, all the consoles, your PC, whatever. It doesn't matter. Your phone. That's great for phones because you just want to watch a movie in bed or whatever. Just plug it in there and freaking go.
Okay.
But anyway, it creates basically, it's like VR, but not meant for VR graphics. It's just like a giant virtual screen in your view.
Okay.
And I played a crap ton of retro games. I played a whole bunch of Advance Wars using this in bed.
Right.
And just laying there, like hand on the controller, resting, neck back, laying back. And if you move your head, it'll move with you. So it's got tracking. And you can create a whole like widescreen experience or whatever if you want to. And I played games that way. And I got to tell you, worked like a charm. Yeah.
I like AR, so that's augmented reality style, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love AR
It was
stuff.
really nice. And it had, it does bone conduction, or not bone conduction, but the way the arms work, the audio's coming out of the tail end of those things.
And it's pointing right at your ear,
Yeah,
right?
and my wife can't hear it. I have it cranked. So that music, music in Advance Wars is going off, man. It's like, and I said to her, I says, hey, can you hear that? And she's like, no, I don't hear it. So I found a new way to game in peace.
Didn't Tom Merritt also get the Commodore 64 Ultimate?
I don't know. Did he? Maybe.
I think someone said somewhere in one of my chats, and they said Tom was playing with his on Friday, and I was like, I didn't want to hear anything. I was just like,
might be.
I was being jealous. I was like, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what Tom was doing with it.
All you have to do is wear a T-shirt. That's it.
I'm waiting for mine. Right.
I'm wearing a T-shirt. Oh, you know what? The shirt I'm wearing is the banana, the Savannah Bananas.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll finally get tickets to see them when they come through.
There you go.
Because they're really hard to get. Or this jacket, the University of Utah gaming jacket for their esports team. Maybe nice. I will inherit an esports team.
Oh, that'd be great.
What do you think?
And you know what it could be? Because let me tell you what, competitive still. Descent people are still out there playing competitively, playing around, and because there's some really cool ways to play Descent now as opposed to how I did it this past week.
I'll bet. Well, we're going to find out as we talk about it in our main topic today.
Shall we play a game?
Indeed we shall. We will talk about 1995's DOS, because it is December, by the way. Mm-hmm. Hope everyone has enjoyed these games in December.
I've enjoyed it so much.
Descent. 1995 came out on DOS and was playable there initially. I want to say that there were a pretty quick turnaround on was it not PlayStation? Yeah, PlayStation got one.
Yeah, PlayStation got it very shortly thereafter.
Pretty quick, yeah. If memory serves, it is awesome. Everything about Descent is great. I'll tell you the basics here. You have this little mining ship, and you're in this hostile underground facility place. That basically, imagine a gigantic asteroid carved out, and you're in there mining, or you're part of the company that mines these things for resources, and you got to kill rogue robots. You got to destroy central reactor cores. You're kind of like the rebel, and these missions take place entirely. Would you say you're like Han Solo? You might say you're like Han Solo, maybe a little bit. Mm-hmm. No gravity, no fixed orientation, constant spatial awareness, and you're just in these enclosed mine complexes, and it's kind of claustrophobic. Like, if you're not into that kind of idea, I got bad news for you, because this game's full of that stuff. A lot of people started this game and said, I don't feel so good.
My
wife used to get sick trying to play it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I did not. I don't, for whatever reason, I don't get motion sick from games or movies or any of that. Or even, you'd have to really have turbulent air to make me feel that way in a plane.
Right.
So I don't know why that is for me, but the sheer sense of movement and, like we say, 360 degree viewpoint is not for the easy. Is not for the queasy. That's what I'm trying to say.
For the queasy. It's not easy for the queasy.
It's not easy for the queasy. There you go. Nailed it.
Yeah.
But these guys were going after Doom. They were trying to say, look, y'all sick of the regular FPS we have now? You had enough of Wolfenstein and Doom and everything. What if this thing came along and said, hey, we're cool. We're going to be floating around in a ship. And you know what? They were right. This thing was damn cool. And
it's so freaking cool.
Big fan. Love it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan too. We're still trying to figure out what our go-to interfaces are going to be for games during this time, because interfacing with MS-DOS, not the easiest thing. There's driver issues, there's memory issues, there's all kinds of things that can go wrong that requires you to do things that we don't have to think about today, right? You just plug it in. Hey, just throw a 360 controller, a 360. You just throw an Xbox controller on your PC or whatever, and it just works. Mm-hmm. But back then, you may have to decide who's got the coolest idea.
Look at this dork machine stick you got.
Look at this Flight Stick Pro that I picked up for when we did our. It finally came in. This is the one I picked up for when we did Dark Forces a few weeks ago, and this has it's four-way. Mm-hmm. Has 4 buttons, 3 back here, and then 1 trigger. It's got a throttle control, and it has a thumb. It has the hat, right?
Yep,
so
the
your
little
hat
hat thing.
little hat thing. This actually completely works. The only problem is during this time, there's a couple of ways you could handle how this was done. The standard joystick port allowed you to plug in 2 joysticks essentially. So you'll see a lot of games during this time. It'll say like, you got 2 joysticks, and you're like, no. It's like, so you have to figure out how to maybe do have 2 joysticks. Heard from a lot of people this week said, yeah, I had 2 joysticks. I'm like, well, I did that. Look at you. one for throttle and one for steering. I get you. But yeah, so you had to figure out exactly which configuration we're going to use. This uses what's called this one right here, the Flight Stick Pro, the CH Flight Stick Pro, uses button cords. I didn't know what the crap a button cord was, but exactly what it sounds like. It's like pushing 2 buttons at once. Right. So this hat here, when you go up, down, left, right, it mimics pressing 2 buttons. So the game has to know that.
That's
the game has to know that.
Game has to support it. Just know what and
has to support it.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that was a learning experience this week. So I did get to play with this one some. But it took me a really long time to figure it out. I still have this one we saw last time which is the Flight Control System Mark II Thrustmaster.
Yeah.
Right. I ordered the WCS that goes with this. So this is the FCS part. This is the flight stick part, flight control stick, I believe.
This is my nickname in college, by the way. It was Thrustmaster.
Yeah. Thrustmaster. And, and so the other one is the weapons control system, and it has the throttle and stuff on it. So there's no throttle on that one. And how to do all of that, Scott? Well, since these are real hardware, I had to buy this Mayflash adapter.
Look at that
that
bad
allows
boy.
you to plug all that in. Yeah. I could talk about the specifications, but if anyone has questions about that and is interested in doing that kind of stuff for a real original, authentic experience, let me know.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun just learning all that stuff. But that took a lot of time just to make it work right.
Just to configure it. Say, I cheated.
Yeah, just so I could figure it. You probably did cheat. Most people should cheat. You should cheat unless you're just looking for the. I wanted the
you
original
want the
experience.
authentic experience. I understand.
So I can come on and complain and bitch about it, so I can understand why you're so angry about it.
Yeah.
Right? Because we hear people say, "Oh, God, tag 'em," and I'm like, I need to understand that. So
we were mice and keyboards. We did not even have the sticks in this office we played in, and I feel like that was like training in the sand.
Yeah,
because you were going to be better. Once you got to play on turf, you were going to kick everybody's ass. That's what we thought anyway. Yeah. As it turns out, I think they're just different control schemes, and you don't really have an advantage either way. But controllers on games like modern versions of this, like Overload, is an amazing modern take. 2018's Overload, amazing modern take on the Descent idea. That was the whole idea. It was like, here's a love letter to one of our favorite games ever. We're going to make our own. They don't own the rights, so we're just going to do our own thing. So I think somebody involved in that project were former devs at Parallax, I think. Anyway, they put out a game that is excellent, and they do it in an era when, and you sort of mentioned this earlier, in an era when we have 2 sticks and numbers of buttons on every damn controller you plug in there. So it's almost like Ascent was 30 years ahead of its time, or too early, or something. It's hard to explain.
It still holds up to today because they've allowed so many different ways to play it. You can play with just a keyboard, or you can play with a keyboard and mouse, which is how I suggest playing it, because there's a source port, and that's probably the best. This is the easiest way to do it.
Agreed.
But if you want to play it like a flight game, I really did feel the absolute control that I had with the sticks is just so because when you're talking about your X and Y axis and ability just to barely move something, like it's a large movement, right? And so you can really get fine with how you're steering,
which is cool because this is a game whose entire existence is almost entirely predicated on the idea that they want to recreate 360-degree movement with all the fine feathering that implies.
Yeah.
And so the way you're doing it is actually, I think, what they're aiming for. That's the ultimate thing, is to say, this is no gravity, sorry, not even low.
Yeah.
No gravity, no center, no up or down. Like you're in space, and nobody had tried to do that before. So I actually admire that you went that far with the sticks, because that's the way people want to go.
Well,
even though you may have run into some trouble, whatever. It was worth it.
But the story is simple, is straightforward. So all you do is you have a simple mission each time. You're going in with these to destroy these rogue robots until you get to the core reactor. And then you get out of there just like the Millennium Falcon after it blows up the Death Star core. And so it's just do that, repeat like I think 27 times, and you have 3 hidden areas. This is also very Doom in that way with the hidden walls. You'll accidentally shoot a wall and suddenly it'll open up and there'll be maybe some hostages back there. Yeah. By the way, hostages are picked up like Defender.
No, it reminds me of, we're always talking about Choplifter. They're like little Choplifter guys. They're amazing.
Yeah. They're amazing. They're standing there and they're waving, going, "Hey, pick me up, pick me up." You just fly over top of
these
them.
Little flat 2D sprite guys waving in the air. They're amazing. They get the job done, right? You don't need anything fancy for that. It's fine.
Yep.
But I freaking love it.
The level designers are evil because every time I do get a hostage, it's like instantly they put me up against the toughest thing possible because you got lives in this thing. Yeah. But if you die, if your ship blows up, those hostages are dead. You just take them off your points.
Yeah.
But
you're not
that was
wrong.
pretty. This game is evil. And I loved every minute of it. And the fact that I can play it in the end of 2025 and still find it challenging but fun. That says a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree. Of all the games, certainly in December, everything we've played for this month, this is easily the one that holds up the best, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
like the fundamentals are strong here, and it's still gonna be a little impenetrable for those who maybe don't like the movement or the sense of no center, or maybe the claustrophobic vibe of the thing. Mm-hmm. But if you can get past that. But it's the same thing you'd have to get past back then, is my point, right? Yeah. Like that hasn't changed. It's not like suddenly we go, oh boy, this didn't age very well the way this plays. We've learned so much. I mean, maybe controllers are more sophisticated, and I think Overload is a great example of that. But this in pretty much every way holds up for me. I love this game.
And do not try to play. Right now, Scott's playing some video footage, and if you're just listening, you won't see it. But this person knows what they're doing. That's not how you're going to play. No. And it's okay.
No.
And a couple of things that really help you. Lights are on the ceiling. So you've got a rotation, learn your controls, and rotate. I did this a lot. I would just take my time. I would kind of thrust into a room slowly. And then I would be like, oh, this looks like I'm about to turn over. So the light's like they're on the ceiling. So I need to rotate, and I'll rotate around and get to where I need to be so that whenever I go into a room, I'm fighting against my opponent like I would expect, right?
Yeah.
Not like how you really are when you get better later on, but in the beginning, it's kind of like you need this to be kind of a first-person shooter where you got your legs towards the floor and your head towards the ceiling, which is the lighted area.
Yep.
And yeah, once you do that, and you got sliding in two, that's really good. Learn how to slide, which is strafing.
Oh yeah, essentially air strafing, or
just air strafing.
Sure.
And once you get those things down. Just go slow. You don't have to go fast. That was my first mistake. I thought, I need momentum to fly. No, you're in 0G. You don't need any momentum. You can sit there and just sit and wait until the opponents eventually come out and go, "Hey, what are you doing?" Mm-hmm. And blast them.
Yeah.
No timer. Scott was happy there was no timer for Scott because I was like, "Oh, Scott hates timers." The only timer there is though is when you destroy the reactor. Oh, there's a timer then.
Oh yeah.
You better.
You need to get out
there.
Yeah. Get the F out before that blows up. But it was part of the fun of that game was the intense stress it created.
That's exactly right.
In those missions. And I'm telling you, the multiplayer is almost unmatched. Like to this day, I'm trying to think of something more intense. And maybe there were some Quake mods, or maybe I did some other stuff that maybe rivaled it. But for us in that office, there was nothing quite as insane as creeping around these mining facilities, not knowing where each other was. Having that 360 thing happen where, is he behind me? Is he below me? Am I upside down? Am I even aiming the right direction for when I walk in? When I come into this room, where's everyone else going to be? And it's not like Star Trek where everybody just conveniently shows up facing each other on the exact plane. Exactly. It doesn't work that way. So It was really intense and so satisfying if you could end up winning matches. At the end of the day, if I remember right, at least initially, maybe there was more stuff later because there were some mods and stuff, but it was mostly just, it's just deathmatch.
Yeah.
And
there's a couple of different mods, but you probably there's like team deathmatch. individual death match. You can play against the robots, so you can put some bots in there. I forget exact terms they use them. I'm sure if you're playing competitively, you probably know all the jargon. But I don't know. All I know is I shoot the lasers with one, and then I've got heat-seeking missiles with the other. I've got some proximity mines that blow up stuff. I didn't learn none of the names. No, I didn't have time for that.
It's hard to remember those.
I'm just trying to learn how to fly. I ain't got no time. I'm still trying to get my sound blaster off to work.
Yeah. I was going to say, we haven't even talked about the sound issues at the time, because this is a game that really, if you wanted to immerse yourself, you couldn't have this just beeping and booping through your freaking DOS speaker. F that.
You could, but you would not have the experience.
You have a terrible time. It's awful.
I even went through, at first I was like, oh, they got OPL 2 and OPL 3. And what that basically means is one's a little more robust than the other, essentially, when you're talking about how the sound is decoded. And I went through the effort of getting OPL 3 because it sounds so freaking good. There, you hear every little note, nothing is muddled, and it's some great jams that really jack you up.
Plus, sound matters. We said this, I don't know if we said this pre-show or we said it earlier or something, but it really matters that you can hear the other ships creeping around.
Yes.
Or know when you enter a room that you're about to enter one with something that's in there, you know?
Yeah, because some of them can, you can't avoid them. Once you hear the noise, you're about to get hit. Yeah. And if your shield or health, however you want to look at it, is low enough, you're screwed. You got to. So yeah.
It's something else.
You got to move.
It's something you need to pay attention to. We're not going to get into it too much because we're kind of staying with Descent 1 and 2 and some of the periphery stuff. But I'm always reminded. Let's go back a depressing road just for a minute.
All right, depressing road.
1997. So this thing began at Parallax Software, right?
Right.
That thing split into two companies. One of those companies was Volition, one of my favorite devs of all time. This was led by Mike Koulis, and their first project was a massive space sim. It didn't sell well, so to help them with that, the publisher tacked the Descent name onto it for brand recognition, and this is what became Descent Free Space: The Great War, which is probably 1998, one of the greatest games ever made. Period. Now, we don't bring this one up because it's a very different game. They slapped Descent on there. They put it in the same world. That helped with lore reasons. But at the end of the day, it was innovative in its own rights, and it was like the first really good mission-based, essentially what they're trying to do with the new Star Citizen and what they kind of do with other space sims now. They're all sort of, they all loved free space. So everybody wants to make free space 3 and 4 and 5. Anyway, here's the depressing part. That game was amazing. 2 was kind of bad. 3 never happened because Volition got sold to THQ and then shut down because these are the guys that went on to make like Red Faction, which I always felt like a parallel universe to the Descent universe because it's all about rebelling against corporate, whatever, and you're mining on Mars and all that. It was like very similar, except you're a dude out running around doing it, unless you count the first person shooter on the PlayStation. But anyway, that's not the important part. They kept saying that we're going to find a way to get this back off the ground. We're going to find a way to make the Descent name live on again. Like all these promises later, freaking nothing. Volition's gone. Descent is essentially stalled. It sucks.
Yeah.
This is a venerable series that deserves more than that fate. And I'm mad about it. All right? That's all I'm saying. I'm showing my consternation here on the air.
You can show your consternation, and obviously there's still fandom out there because there's source ports of this game. So if you want to play this on modern hardware, you can get it on Steam, or I think the good old game version is DOSBox.
Source port's pretty damn good. You can get 60 frames
really
plus
good.
out of it. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm looking at here. Actually, this video is the source port, I believe.
Yeah, better. Probably, yeah.
It's widescreen for sure, but yeah.
There's DXX Rebirth, which is Descent 1 and Descent 2, and then there's Redux, and then there's Retro. So there's a couple of projects out there, but much easier ways to play it than the way I did. I would recommend if you're playing this to do the keyboard and mouse, and unless you got some other thing that thrills you. But if you're just starting out going, I want to know how to play this, this is what you do.
Yeah, do that. You'll be fine. I still think. I think if you're
settings,
if you don't want to go back and wrestle with that stuff, and you're like, what can I play now that just is more of this? I cannot overstate. I know it's not retro, but I think overload.
But if you're a maniac, Get your HOTUS out. I've got. Let me
HOTUS.
see. Let me see. I have.
Brian
would you like
got
to see my
arrested
other-
once for pulling his HOTUS out in public.
Would you like to see the other 3 controllers I tried
Yeah,
while I
let's
was
see.
doing this? All right, so we got 1 and 2, right?
Yep.
These work to varying degrees.
We'll call
because,
them HOTUS number 1, HOTUS number 2.
Yeah, HO2, HO1.
O1, HO2.
And then we got,
Brian's showing off his hose.
That's right. Show them off. Then we got our Logitech Wingman, right?
Yep, I had one
Got
of
a
those.
little, got a little slide there.
I
That
still
worked
have
okay.
that in the other room somewhere. It
Yeah.
doesn't work though.
It feels really good. I mean, like these other sticks feel, they
Limited
don't have
motion.
that-
They feel like you can't move them very far.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, for whatever reason, that Sidewinder always gave you lots of give. It was like, whoa, I'm going to
Yeah.
go wide with this. I love that.
Then we got this other Logitech here. This one's nice. It's nice and heavy and weighted. I like how it feels. It's a little stiffer, but not, it's not too bad. It's also got that rotation thing, which you can do some with in this game. When you spin around, you can set that. Got a little throttle control down here, and that was interesting.
Sexy
And
little
then
little bastard.
Right.
Love it.
And then I finally just gave up, and I had the most success using my big boy.
Yeah, look at that guy.
Yeah, this is my PC, Xbox. What is this exactly? What's the name on this one? I forget what they
I
call
don't
this
even know
one.
who makes that one. Is that also
Is this
Logitech or no?
No, it's Thrustmaster, but
Thrustmaster, okay.
it is the Thrustmaster. I'm trying to remember exactly which model this is.
Yeah, but it's got like
a lot of
throttle. It's
adjustments.
got all the
Yeah.
HOTAS stuff. It's got everything you need. Yeah.
Set there in the middle for my throttle.
This is what This is what I would play for my what's the Namco series? They're making a new one now. My brain just went blank. Oh,
Pac-Man.
Ace. What is it?
Oh, Ace Combat.
Ace
7?
Combat. Jeez, Ace Combat
Right.
8 is coming out.
Eight.
But, if I was playing 7 right now, which I wouldn't mind doing again, I'd use that. That'd be great.
Yeah. I didn't get around to it. But I almost used this Interact thing.
That thing. Oh, it's the world's ugliest piece of shit.
It's such a dog bone. But look at this. It's got adjustments for your thumbstick. So I mean, you can calibration. What are you talking about? I can calibrate right here on the fly. Make my
baby.
little minute adjustments. Yeah.
I forgot about
You
that
love
thing.
it.
I do love it. You know what?
love it.
I do love it. The uglier the controller, the better, I always say. We're keeping in mind, or not diving directly into the era that was Volition and everything that could have or should have come out of all that. Even if this is all we ever get, I think Descent 1 and 2, and then Free again. I can't really put. People love Free Space. All right, I love
Yeah.
Free Space. It's an amazing game, and it came from these people or some of them. The problem is, it's not the same game. It's just that the Descent name helped sell copies. That's really it,
Yeah.
or got it started. Eventually, people figured it out and just said, "Well, this is just a great game on its own. Who cares? We're buying it." But so that's why I don't include them. They're just like a separate experience. But if Descent 1 and 2 are all we ever really get from these guys with the name Descent on them in the true Descent games, it's fine. It's okay.
Descent belongs on DOS or PS1, but mostly DOS.
Mostly DOS. PS1 version's rough, and I'll
Right.
tell you why. Didn't come out after DualShock and didn't support DualShock.
Yeah.
They didn't patch it to support DualShock. So any advantages you thought you had with that controller innovation down the shitter, that didn't help. So
Yeah, because you got to remember it hits out at PS1's is released in '95. This game comes out in '95. Shortly thereafter, they bring it to the PlayStation. So yeah, you're not going to have all the quality of life stuff you're expecting. Now, if you move from Descent 1 into Descent 2, there are some really cool things. Now, it's not a huge change. It's not like, oh, this is Descent 2. This is a totally different game. No, it's got like quality of life things. The story moves you outside. Did we talk about you're pretty much working within our solar system?
we haven't mentioned it yet, but that's correct. Yes.
Yeah. So the corporation, was it Post-Terran?
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying. Is working inside, trying to reclaim all these mines or destroy the mines so that the bots can't get back to Earth. And eventually, this same character that you're playing as in Descent 2 starts out is going to collect his contract. Hey, I'm collecting my contract for working that last one. And they say, you got a little bit more to do. And they send him on a reconnaissance, and you go outside the system. I believe it's outside the system. But you go further away, and you start discovering, guess what? I'm doing the same thing again. And I'm back in these mines fighting these ships. They're a little bit different now, but it's still the same. Got the same essential layouts. It's using the same engine, but we add some really cool stuff. They heard you when you complained the first time around and said, I'm getting lost in these caverns too easily, even with my auto map, which gets fulfilled as you go along. You can quickly hit the tab and look at it. So they added it's a helper bot. What is it called? Helper drone? I forget exactly what it's called.
It's a
called
little
guide
tutorial
bot.
guy. Yeah,
It's a guide bot.
There you go.
He's a guy. I think he's a guide bot. So what you do is when you start in the levels, there's a closed off room, and if you go blow that door open, he'll come out and he'll lead you through the areas that you need to go to quickly. And
it's a great way to deal with it. I love it.
Yeah. And it makes it cute too, right? It's like, oh, look, I got a little helper bot. He's helping me out here, and he lets you know where to go. And apparently, either I haven't done it right, or apparently he's indestructible, because he'll get in my way all the time between me and the ships behind him. And I just hit him. I just spray him. My laser blast.
The only reason I can't tell you about all my great multiplayer experiences in Descent 2 is because this was the year. It comes out the year I quit that job and went somewhere else, and those people were boring. They didn't have all these computers all hooked up. Yeah, their network. Right. They still were using Token Ring for some reason.
Oh my God!
I know. I had to convert these people. It was awful.
Oh,
but
no,
that was partly why I was hired. But they none of that was going on there, so I never got to partake there. And 2, I did play single player though, and thought it was great. Like that guide bot made sense to me. It didn't feel like dumbing the thing down. It just felt like a nice addition of, and it was in world, and it felt natural. And
yeah,
it wasn't just
if you knew how to play the first one, which probably took you forever to learn how to play, just continue on with that, perfect it. Right?
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. It just quality of life stuff, like you said. The strafing stuff, they added a capture the flag mode. I believe that was the game they did that.
I think you're right. I think
but again, never played the multiplayer, so I couldn't speak to that. I wish I could.
I think it's probably just as good as the first one. They did a really good job right out of the gate with the multiplayer in a time when that wasn't necessarily a guarantee. So yeah, it says a lot that it probably is probably kept alive longer because people got to play so many hours of it. You could easily put thousands of hours into this thing. I think this is the one that also has the level editor, so you can create your own own things and create your own maps and that for your multiplayer.
Yep, that's true. I never did any of that. It's looked really impossible. It looked really hard.
It really is, because you'll complain when you're playing the first and you're like, who designed these levels? These levels are impossible. Then you realize, oh, it's really hard to build levels where the person can move in all directions, right?
Yeah.
And it's
like regular levels are hard. This was even, this is well beyond that. It's a little bit like Quake. The initial Quake editors are like that. I was like, oh my gosh, this new, true polygon environment stuff is a new learning curve. And we used to have this theory. My buddy, I can't remember his name, but I had this friend I worked with, and he thought, he put forward the idea that the reason that these games are so hard to make maps for was it was a great way for the devs to farm talent. Yeah. Because those who would make good maps using the community tools would end up being like geniuses, and they would hire them to work at the company full time. There may be something to that. I don't know.
That is, I don't think that was necessarily the intent, but if you've already built the tool in-house, why not add that to the list of things that can be done so that you can increase it? Because they were trying a bunch of new things. Shareware in itself is probably on the surface, you're like, give it away. What do you mean you're just going to give away the first chapter? If people don't like it, they're not even going to buy it. That's moronic. And so they said, let's put the power into the hands of the people and let them see. And maybe they'll make something really cool. And they were right. Yeah. Because these games have lasted a really long time because they have something there that allows the person to keep making content. You don't just play it for 6-8 hours and done. You can play it for thousands of hours.
Yeah, go and go and go.
Keep on going.
Yeah. I think they could have. I don't know. It just bums me out. It's a series like now these days. You get excited. Oh, there's a new Doom game. coming out in a couple of years. It's called Doom, whatever. And then Quake's got this new thing they're doing. Like you always can look forward to those IPs showing up again. Mm-hmm. Descent, you just don't get it.
Like I said, the community is still driving it. It's still a fun game. I actually think maybe it'd be really difficult to make a new one this good, because what makes it really good, I kind of prefer the first one.
Oh, you like it over 2? I'd way prefer 2.
I kind of like the first one better because it's pure to what it is. Like the Red Book audio off the CD, I didn't like as much. It felt like it was trying to lean more towards the Doom side, whereas in the Quake side, it felt a little like that. And I was like, I preferred the original music that was, kind of spacey and trippy, sci-fi, and kind of, I kind of preferred that. Yeah,
I get it. I get that feeling. It's like, because that's a big part of the experience. I think gameplay, though, if I'm just looking at like the nuts and bolts of gameplay, I would prefer 2. But you're not wrong on some of that, aesthetic from the first one.
Yeah, I just like how it feels. It feels like it's paced better for me. It gets a little too fast. I had the same complaints though with with Quake, because I remember the first Quake. I played that and it felt like I was flying.
Oh,
I mean, it felt like everywhere I was going, because the physics weren't necessarily all that accurate. It was just like, this is fun. Yeah. We like the physics like this because it's insane. Then they got to the second one. They said, we're going to slow it down a little bit. And I'm like,
some people didn't like that. People didn't like it. I mean, 2 was a success and popular, but I think there were a lot of people who were like, 2's too slow, or you tried to be too, I don't know. You tried to
and eventually
tone down.
I loved it.
Yeah, you get around to liking it more.
But I was really resistant. And
I liked it when we were able to skin the boss's wife's face on all the characters and run around and shoot each other.
So basically, a Major League is what you're doing. You're doing Major League for Quake.
Kinda,
I got you.
Yeah, it was who was the singer for his name just escaped me.
Henry Rollins?
Henry Rollins, thank you. How'd you know that? How did you know that? How did you know I was going to say Henry Rollins?
It felt like a Henry Rollins moment.
Okay, well, this is true. So all our Quake guys were skins of Henry Rollins from the pants up. So
I think I remember
shirts off, tattoos all up and down, and all that. And then we swapped his head out for this lady. Her name was Cindy, the boss's wife. And we played deathmatch and capture the flag and stuff as Cindy and him.
Nice.
It's kind of rude, but she was.
It was either gonna be Henry Rollins or oh my gosh, Danzig. I knew it was gonna be one of the two.
Could be Danzig. Yeah, Danzig.
That would be the appropriate time period for either one of those.
Yeah. Plus, Henry Rollins had a shaved head, so you didn't have to worry about hair.
That's right.
It wasn't part of the characterization. But we made Cindy bald. And it looked just like her in the face. And she was mean. That's the reason we did it. We didn't do it because we were mean. We did it because she's mean. She was awful to people. So
remember, she's just a monster.
Yeah. Remember
with
that.
No humanity.
Remember that, and everything will be okay if you remember that part. Anyway.
So how did you play it this week? Did you just like load it up off good old games or Steam?
The Steam source one. Yeah. Right, I prefer that. Cool. That those builds. I think that they're made with. I mean, you can do alternate control schemes. You can do. There's just more options there.
Fast. You can launch. You can actually play the game. Unlike what I did.
Yeah, you can. I mean, look. I'll never ever say that I don't appreciate that you go through these lengths to make some of this stuff work the way you want it to, and use the sticks you want to use and all that. I think that is like a valuable thing on the show.
Yeah,
but I'm so glad that you did that with Descent and not me. Yeah. There's I have certain things I'm willing to do that with, but this game I was just like, I just want to get here and play. Let's go. Let's get in there.
I'm an old school fool. I like to hop into the DOS and then do the README file where they'll have this README file has been updated since the manual. So this is not in the manual, and so you learn some little tidbits. And usually the README files are written by like the developers, whereas maybe the manual is a little bit of by committee, where it's like it's too much information. They start stripping stuff out. So I really appreciate the developers actually looking right at me and going, "Hey, man." Don't tell anybody who told you this, but we should do this.
Yep.
And the troubleshooting stuff is always really good in there. And this one had a really interesting thing. This does This engine, as well as several other engines from the time, first-person shooters, allows you to record demos, which is way cool. Love that doing that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I love that. Yeah,
you can
StarCraft
record
used to do
yourself.
that. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
Yep.
It's very cool, and it's also
It's just
got a
basically
P-
math, right? It's just like keeping track of all the math.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
just keeping
replays
track
the
of-
math. Yeah.
Yep. It's not capturing like video or anything like that, but
No.
yeah. So it's playing. It's using that in game. You're basically just re-guiding everything through it.
Yeah.
And they also PCX viewer, so it's an image viewer. And if you go into the files, you'll see that there is a badass picture. I should have sent it to you. There's a badass pictures of the development team in there.
I wanna see that.
of them all standing around outside. I'll see if I can send it to you in a little bit.
We got some long
fire it up.
hairs and some rebels.
Oh,
and
some long
whatnots.
hairs. They're outside, all standing in a group. They've probably been in all night, programming, staying up late.
Yeah, drinking all ungodly sodas and
Yeah.
Cheetos till you puke. Man, I love it.
Yeah. That's one of the things I think I like about trying to dig into like DOS games specifically is there's so much. It felt like you had a direct line to the developers and to have they had phone numbers in there, so you could call direct lines. And it just felt more personal than the manuals. And I just dig that. Feels like I got a layer of the game that not everybody got.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. By the way, I'd forgotten that the Overload was actually a Kickstarter from the original devs.
Oh,
True Descent 6 successor, they say. Players, that was 10 years ago they were talking about this. Anyway, I was just curious, wait, where did that team come from? And sure enough, I knew somebody had something to do with it. But in a couple of cases, it's like probably dudes in that photo you're talking about.
Yeah. Bunch of long hairs. Let me see.
They also
You keep
dropped.
talking. I'm going to look up.
They
right
dropped
there.
the cockpit. So this is interesting.
Yeah.
The cockpit is beloved for a couple of reasons. One, it helps performance. Back in the day, these games were very taxing on systems and were not run by GPUs. They're CPU-driven experiences. And the more screen real estate you used for moving shit around, especially polygons and textures, the slower things were going to be, especially if your computer was a little bit older. That's true of Descent at 1 and 2. And part of the reason that the cockpit is so omnipresent is because it way shrinks down the actual viewables. So if you look at this video right here, you're really only getting maybe in total a little more than half the screen. It's all broken up by this bottom bit, and you got the two bars on the sides. You really do yourself a favor when you do that. Well, Overload didn't include a cockpit because they were like, we live in a modern era where all the shit is easy. So you can just have the polygons being pushed and you don't have to worry about taxing the system too much. And so people were very confused because some people just straight up, like the immersion that I'm in a cockpit.
Yeah.
To me, that's just an interesting little dev note of why people,
really is.
why devs make things sometimes, and then what players expect from then on aren't always aligned. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway.
In Descent 2, you could toggle the HUD on and off, and also scale the window up and down and the textures just like you would in Doom, or to kind of to increase your speed.
Remember those
of
the
rendering.
Doom window that would be just like
Yeah.
That's how I got
make
my
it really
three-
small.
Yeah, that's how my 386 could play the original Doom.
Yeah. Feels like you're getting further and further away from it. Wait, come back.
Yeah, it's like a tiny screen at the end of the room. But it's the only way I could play it initially. I had to get a PC or upgrade before I could play it properly.
I love it. But I really like having, the canopy bars and stuff. That really, I'm already going full bore, right? I'm already sitting here with a controller in my lap with a stick, and throttle, and I'm like, yeah, give me that canopy so that it's blocking part of my view. I want the whole deal. Plus, you can look behind you. I probably played. I forget how long I played before I realized I could look behind me. I still don't know why I would look behind me, but I can. I'm assuming if I'm multiplayer, maybe it might help some. But
yeah, I was going to say that's usually where it benefited you, just to be able to look back.
Most of the time, everything was
there
in front of me.
Yeah,
and there's a couple of times when you hit mini bosses in this first one. I'm not sure about the second one. I didn't get that far on that one. But there's a mini boss, and most of the time you just blow the core to get out.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of mini bosses along the way that you have to fight, and they are hard.
They're not easy. No,
they are tough.
I'm going to go ahead and say they're hard.
Yeah, and I was even playing on the easy because I think there's like 5 or 6 difficulty levels, and I was playing on the second from the bottom. I don't want to play the easiest, but maybe just one away from easy. Easy plus is where I'm at.
Here, by the way, is some video from
God, it looks good.
Overload, I should say. And as you can tell, very as much as we're seeing a huge jump in fidelity here and lighting and everything else, it's still very true to what it was. Like that reticule up there in the middle, it's very similar. The speed,
All your stats down there,
certainly the 3D or the 6-axis sort of control is there. Like it's all there. I would really recommend this game, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're like even just remotely interested in what maybe is a lot like Descent, this game really hit it, I think.
And be patient.
Been 8 years now, but still. It's very
That's
good.
the biggest thing I can say is be patient, because first of all, this game does something that I hate.
What's that?
But I knew it was coming, so I didn't hate it as much. Every bit of the story is told up front. So the story is not really told as you go along. There's a little bit here and there, but for the most part, it's you in a briefing for like 20 screens. And not brief either. And the worst font I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what the freak font that is. Do you know what font that is? It's hate is what font that is. It is absolute hate.
Wait, you're talking about the Descent font?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Not the logo font, but which is kind of similar to it, but the in-game font.
The text font, and when they have like a computer readout, that font is real bad. It's pretty bad.
It's so bad. I couldn't read squat. I was like, what is this guy saying? But there is a lot of reading, and it's this little flavor text. It kind of gets you into the mood of the game. Definitely go into this game just going, all right, I don't have to fly fast. There's nobody hurrying me. There's no timer until I blow up the core. And if I see the core, I can just turn around and kind of explore elsewhere until I figure it out. Keep hitting that tab button, bringing up the auto map. And, that's the other thing too, the little helper drone guy thing. Yeah. He will he'll fly through and kind of start filling in your auto map, which is really helpful.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Second one.
I think that was a neat feature. Saint Anubis in the chat says, Scott says reticule funny. Isn't that how you say it?
Reticle?
I say reticule, don't I?
I say cuticle reticle. I don't know.
I mean, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Let's see. I've always said reticule.
I don't think I've ever said it the same way twice, because I don't often hear anyone say it. Therefore, I don't have an exact idea of what it's supposed to sound like. Does that make sense?
Here it is.
I've read it a lot of times.
Here it is.
Reticle.
Reticle. I think that's how I say, like
reticle. You say reticle. Not
reticle. Reticle.
Let's see what Merriam-Webster says.
Reticle.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's reticle, dude. I say remember. Reticle, dude.
I guess I've been doing it wrong.
Reticle.
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 We can make a rap. Reticle. Reticle.
Reticle.
Reticle.
Reticle.
Anyway, sorry, Chad. I've been saying that wrong my whole life.
That's okay. I usually just say the crosshair.
There you go. That works.
Yeah, or the cross in the center of the screen. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, why not? Now, if you, what about these levels of the world thing? This add-on. You want to talk about that?
Boy.
What's the point of that?
Absolutely. So,
I never even knew about this till today. This is news.
Yeah. So if you got, I forget which one it was. It's like the ultimate edition of Descent. So like during this time, you'd have DOS come out and go, "Hey, look at this!" But we also got this thing. Can I also say one thing I really appreciate?
Do it.
If you got the shareware version, which is probably how a lot of people experience this for the first time, then if you decided to purchase it, mail off your order and wait 6 weeks from the README file. Anyway, once you did that, you could it would allow you, when you did your install, it would say, "Hey, look, I know you probably have already played this a little bit. We're going to migrate those saves over for you. Do you want to do that?" Mm-hmm. And I went, "Yes, please." And but Descent Levels of the World is kind of like that, the ultimate version of this. It's got like 100 Descent levels created by fans, is what it says, and judged as best by Computer Gaming World magazine.
Damn.
In a contest. Look at that. They had a contest and everything. And then your hard work went into making them more money. Sweet.
Yeah.
And it had some new levels by the creators of Descent as well. So that was a bonus.
I failed to mention this too. These games are playable on Archive as well, because they're just running a virtual DOS box.
It's easy. I mean, I think this would run on, the first one would run on like a 46 with 8 megabytes of memory or something. You could probably get away with just a little bit less.
Yeah.
But not much less.
Not much less.
Yeah.
But that's something you could do if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's Descent. Descent is awesome. Descent holds up. There will be no dissent on this point. We do not dissent on Descent.
Before this week, I would have said I think Descent is probably awesome by the amount of buzz and love that I hear from other people. But I can't access the joy. I finally got a chance to sit down and access the joy this past week, and once again, just like every week, I've got to just say thank you for the good times.
Now you got
You're
a
an
taste.
amazing game. You guys were right.
Yep.
And I don't have any time to play any more of you right now.
Yeah. We're on to whatever's next. Sorry. Bye.
Right. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I may actually play Overload tonight. I'm in the mood. I bought that game. I love that game.
I want to play that too, but I'm already thinking, oh Jesus, I got things I got to do next week. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I got to put all these controllers up.
Yeah.
I got like 8 controllers sitting around my office going, hey, what about me?
Yeah.
And a Commodore 64 sitting here looking at me.
That's right. And that thing ain't going to play itself. So
It is not. It is.
No.
It is a 1980s 2 technology. It is not gonna play itself.
I did forget. We didn't forget, but we didn't mention. And by the way, Descent 3 did away with the cockpit as well, because again, in 1999, when that came out, there was less and less need for such things. In
It was
terms
a
of
Windows
performance.
game using some DirectX.
Yeah, lame. The problem with 3, I played a little 3 back in the day. My biggest beef with 3 is that 3 it lost its claustrophobic vibe.
Ah, yeah.
It just became like these hubs and like this big not overworld. It's still kind of indoor, but there are parts of it where you're kind of flying around like this, like you're seeing in this video. But there's also big open areas, and I just thought those just landed kind of flat and didn't feel right. It lost its kind of Metroid vibe. That's what I was trying to think of earlier is to say about this.
Yeah.
Descent is like a step brother to Metroid. And I
Right.
mean that mostly tonally
Yeah.
speaking. Like
Yeah.
there's just something about it that fits that
No, you're
whole
right.
vibe. And I love that feeling, right? Like
Metroid may have some areas where you're open space, but it's usually just so you can get to a tunnel, right? Some more closed in areas that are kind of, wrangled in. And I'm with you. Claustrophobia is what it's all about because it's Descent. The game is called Descent. It's
Yeah,
about going into
lower
mines
and lower.
and digging in, into smaller and smaller space. It's not about, busting out. There's plenty of games out there for that. If you want to go fly a plane, go fly a plane. No, we're talking about trying to navigate in narrow corridors while being attacked by robots. That's good. That's good stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
Overload knows this. I keep saying overlord. I mean overload.
Overload.
Overload. All right. Well, there you have it. Let's move on to a game we made up, and it's called Guess My Game. Yes, that's right. A game where we guess things.
Welcome.
Whoops, wrong one.
Destroy it.
We both find an old game. We find audio for it. We try to trick each other into thinking it's one of the 5 or one of the 4 options and getting it wrong, but sometimes we get it right. You never know. We give a year and we give a platform. I'm starting this week with staying in the DOS arena.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you the year is 1995. So we're right there. We're right in it.
Yeah, the biggest year for DOS.
I would
game
argue.
releases.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, 98 was the biggest, I would argue, one of the biggest Windows releases. And then it got weird.
Yeah.
Now it's just everything everywhere all at once. But let's talk about this. 95 DOS, here is your audio.
Scooby-Doo.
Listen to that synthy music.
Can't decide if I'm playing basketball or shooting something with lasers.
Well,
It's a toss-up.
could be basketball laser shooting things.
They're playing laser basketball.
Here are
They're
your
playing
options. Now, this is 4 options. One of these is the true one. All of them are, in fact, games. DOS games.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Here you go.
All right.
Is it A, One Must Fall, 2097?
Okay.
Is it B, Shadow President?
Okay.
Is it C, Tyrion? Or is it D, Darklands?
Shadow President sounds so outrageous. I'm going to mark it off the board.
It's real.
Shadow President?
Real game.
It's real? That's insane.
Yep.
It's probably going to be Shadow President. All right. Tyrion's cool because that's just a vague name. Could be anything, right? It could be like Planet Tyrion, where you fly cyber ships and you have to blast stuff. Darklands doesn't sound like dark. It doesn't sound like a Darklands. I don't know what game that is. But One Must Fall 2097 sounds very futuristic, and this game sounds futuristic. So I'm going to go with A.
You think it's A, do you?
I have no idea. I'm just taking a guess.
Well, let's find out. Is it One Must Fall 2097? It is indeed. Nicely done.
Oh, yes. My elimination worked.
Cheesy epic Mega Games game that is a fighter. It was supposed to compete with Street Fighter on PCs, and it did not.
Right.
I think it's a just weird ass game. It's polygonal, but it's porked. It's just not. I don't think it's any good, but it was on our list, so there you go.
It's a great name, though.
Yeah, I agree. One Must Fall.
Also, what the hell is Shadow President?
So someone in the chat mentioned, who was it? Discordia Dog says, OMG, I love Shadow President. It's like this, if I understand it right, I never played it, but I think it's like this like government conspiracy kind of point and clicker deal.
Makes sense.
I think.
Yeah. Okay, point and click. Oh, so it's kind of story based.
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, kind of your
It's the Shadow President.
your Tom Clancy vibe kind of thing going on.
Okay.
Brian, let's get to yours. You've got
All right.
4 possibles here. What's my platform in year?
Well, since it's December, I also stuck with DOS games, but I went one more year than you. I did 95 plus 1 or 1996.
Oh, I like the math. Here we go.
Yeah.
That TV is at home 24 hours a day. I'm coming in after you.
Oh my gosh. What is that weird spray sound?
Oh, too loud. I'm gonna build deluge for my speakers if I ever see them. Great song, though. Arny, arny, diddy, arny, well, my car's got no wheels, but I'm still running.
Okay. My options, if you please.
Oh, would you like options? You didn't want to play the rest of the clip? I mean, it's so.
I mean, I can. Here, I'll play the list.
No, I think that was it.
There's more. Hold on.
I think that's it.
Right here at the end.
Do you crave for a plush posterior perch? Are you unhealthily heavy? Then come and work in our test department. Good shifts, lots of...
Okay, that's the entirety of it there. All right, what are my options?
Ready for some options on this weird 1996 DOS game. Here we go. We got A, The Gene Machine, and that's spelled Gene, Gene Machine.
Yeah.
B, Normality. C, Toonstruck. Or D, Leisure Suit Larry, Love for Sale. And that's spelled sale, S-A-I-L. These all have pun names.
Great song, though.
I don't know what Normality is at all. Gene Machine? So is he asking for testers for that? Maybe. Leisure Suit Larry talking about fat people, that could be a thing. Toonstruck? I don't think so. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the one that sounds like something I've never heard of. I'm trying to have no biases here. I've never heard of Normality.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick B, Normality, whatever that is.
And so you don't think it's Toonstruck, that weird thing that's like Roger Rabbit kind of thing going on?
I don't
No,
think it's that.
not the perverted Leisure Suit Larry, neither.
No.
Love for Sale, no. Not the Gene Machine.
No.
It's kind of like the Incredible Machine, but with jeans. I
No,
don't know what it is.
no.
You go in B, Normality.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Scott? Ding, you got it.
Oh, hey, what is
It's
it?
Normality. It's
What
the
is
Normality
Normality?
game.
I'm gonna look
It's
it up.
only 74 cents right now on Steam in our winter sale. You better go get it now while it's hot.
Let's see. Is this it right here?
Reticle.
No, that's right.
Reticle. That's it. You nailed it. You found it.
Normality
The game's
video
all
game.
about it.
Video.
Yeah,
game.
you have to type video game. Normality won't get you there.
No. Let's see.
No.
I don't remember this at all.
But Gremlin Interactive made this one.
Oh, they had a bunch of cutscenes
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, they had some of that stuff too going on. Yep. But
right.
yeah, it was like just outrageous. It is as 90s as you can imagine.
Well, it looks
got
it
all the
definitely-
90s
Oh,
stuff.
look at this pre-rendered bullshit
Yeah.
we got
We
going
need to play
here.
this one.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna jump around a little. So, point and click adventure. Mm-hmm. Oh, this looks like it
With
might be
attitude.
okay.
With attitude, Scott.
Kind of like the vibe of it.
I love the vibe. And like I said, 75% right now on Steam.
Oh, I forgot to also mention Overload.
Oh, Lord.
80% off during the sale. People should buy that
nice.
right effing now. Actually, how much is
Right
that? Over
effing now. Buy
Steam. Let me make
Steam
sure I know
has-
the price. 80% off. That thing is currently reviewing at 94%. Pretty damn good. And is $5.99. That's so cheap. Oh my gosh, buy that game.
74 cents for normality, rated very positive. What?
All right. I kind of like the look of it, I'll admit it. Look at this. Pretty good animation and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What a weird game. All right. Well, normality, which seems to be the opposite of that word.
Yeah. It seems like this game's going ironic.
Indeed.
Don't you think?
I do. Young Miss Bitter Pill or Jagged Pill, sorry.
Jagged Pill and Bitter Little Pill. Both
Let's welcome something to retro, guys. It's been 20 years for something, and we may as well do it. Whoops. There it is. Yay. We got to welcome Super Mario Strikers from the GameCube from December 5th, 2005. I couldn't buy that game fast enough. I bought it day one. Yeah. I was a huge nerd for all the Mario spinoffs.
Yeah.
In the GameCube era, and I bought that one sight unseen.
And this is not bowling. You're not striking. No. You're actually you're doing
soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Soccer. That's right.
Yeah, and there's a Wii version that I didn't like as much. It was too much waggling and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the new Switch isn't there a new Switch one? That might be a remake of the GameCube game. I can't remember, or maybe it's just on the GameCube collection. That's part of your yearly whatever thing on Switch. Anyway, whatever that is, it's very good. Play it.
I tell you what, though, go back to 2005 and try to find the games that are released on the Tuesdays. That's how I know what day they're released.
Yeah, we're always Tuesdays, man.
Always Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. Man, wasn't nobody putting nothing out in December. So we had to go back to December the 5th because we're on the 23rd here, and nobody was selling nothing that week of the Tuesday. Wasn't getting nothing.
December's were dry for game releases.
Yeah.
Everybody already got what they were getting in November.
If you ain't bought it by the 23rd, you're in trouble.
That's true. I was gonna say about something. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Don't remember.
Dude, I love the GameCube. I can't wait to fire mine up. And Mario Strikers might be one that I do. I got a couple of cool projects for my GameCube I need to get back to after December is over.
Well, you were looking forward to an excuse to play your Switch 2. You can go play that on there right now.
Oh, dadgum, yeah.
It's on there. It's just part of it. It's part of the service. You just download it and play. It's up to you, but that's just saying.
That's so easy.
It's so easy. It's not hard enough. It's not. See,
I could just play the game. I don't know.
That's what's funny about Brian. He's not a huge fan of difficult games, but he's a fan of difficult to set up and make work games.
That's right. Yeah.
I like that.
You got to make me earn it.
That's right. I like it though. Anyway, welcome to Wetro. Now
welcome to Wetro. Look at my weticle.
Don't look down the weticle.
Welcome to the
I'm going to say it right from now on. Reticle. No more ridicule. Reticle.
It's radical.
Reticle, baby. Here's some listener feedback. Came to us at voicecast.app/playretro. This is Hayes Skunk, and he has this to say about Saturn stuff. Here you go. Oops. Where'd his call go? There it is.
Hey, Scott and Brian. This is Hayes Skunk. Hey, I was listening to your Dark Forces episode, and at some point, Scott, you were complaining about not being able to play Sega Saturn Bomberman except through an emulator. Well, I picked up a device a while ago. I think they're still available, called the Saturn Satiator. Look it up. It's not much of a website, but it's about a $260 device that takes an SD card and plugs into the expansion port in the back of the Saturn, and you can play any ROM you could throw on there. Anyway, love the show. Thanks.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking at it here. Let's see, satiator.net. Yeah,
and I have a version of that.
Oh, do you now?
It's not that, but I have a version of that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
I'm trying to see if it's within reach. It is not within reach, and therefore you'll just have to take my word for it.
I'm gonna do that.
But yeah, I've got several. I have one for each of my Sega Saturns.
Okay,
so that I can network them.
It's out of this comes out of the Satiator comes out of Japan. If that's where you want to get it.
I think I got mine out of China. If you know what I mean.
I know what you did. I know how you did it. I was there, though. I don't know. I don't know what you did.
Yeah.
What do I still have
it's the one I usually use is called
the
called a
Satisfier.
Saru.
Oh,
It's called a Saru, but it's related to that other.
Saru. He was
thing.
the big alien tall guy played by Doug Jones on Star Trek.
Nailed it.
Which one was that? Star Trek. This the science vessel, the newer one. What was that called? Discovery. He was Discovery's second in command or his captain for a while.
Yeah,
he's the one character in that series where I just think he is like all-time Trek. He's very cool.
I like that. I want to be all-time Trek. That's my new
alltimetrek.com. Let's make a show.
All-time Trek. That's been my name. Yeah, let's do it.
If there's one thing I know, Star Trek podcasts are really hopping right now. Actually, I have no idea if that's true.
All right, man. Oh, you know what? I wonder if we could get like a murder / Star Trek thing going. That would be ideal.
Murder / Star Trek. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like the domain?
We'll do it documentary style, and we'll cover what happened to the red shirts.
I see.
Everybody who died.
Let's chronicle every red shirt death. I love that.
Yeah.
Although Tasha Yar was wearing yellow when she died, so really
I thought she was just wearing black.
No, she was then. She was by the end of that.
Spoiler.
Too soon. Anyway, our next discussion, because next week we finish out what we call December.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because we're doing a show on Tuesday, on New Year's Eve.
Eve, just like we did Christmas Eve, we're doing New Year's Eve.
That's right. So it'll still technically be December. And as promised a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if we promised it, but we thought we might do this. We're doing the D&D Gold Box Part 1.
Yes.
All right.
Which means that we're probably going to play 2 of them from the original, because there's so many.
Yeah, there's a ton of them, and we want to pick the best. So that's what we're going to do. And I know very little about that series. Never played it back then. So this is going to be a learning week for me. But
Same. And there shouldn't be as much. It won't be as tricky as setting up Descent. So it should just play.
You'll find a way to play without having to. Yeah. And then you won't like it as much because it wasn't hard to set up. That's how it'll go.
I don't mind that stuff so much. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. It's when you get into the 3D realm that I feel like, in the sound stuff, oh my God, you get such a payoff when you really work to get the sound stuff to work. You would not believe how good audio from DOS in the 90s can sound.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you tweak it out right, it's the best thing you could do. Just hear, it's just amazing.
Yeah. I have a quick question for you that's unrelated entirely to any of this, but I wanted to do it before we forgot. This picture right here is from the new trailer for the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. It's very exciting, right?
I like Nolan.
I forgot the name of the character. He's actually a specific character. However,
he's called Goldcoin.
He looks
like Goldcoin Blackhead.
This is the most Batman-ass looking thing I've ever seen.
You're absolutely right. That looks like somebody just took the bat hat and chopped it up.
It's like ancient Batman. Like, hey, remember when you know how some of the comics do it? It's like, what if Batman was in ancient Greece? That's what this looks like.
Yeah, that is like that.
I don't know if I like that or if I'm annoyed by that, but either way, I'm excited like that. And that's Ben Safdie in there, and he's a weirdo. I like him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
when's this coming out?
This comes out this year, 2026, but I don't know
26.
Don't know what time of year.
Dude, I am so excited about Project Hail Mary.
Yeah,
that Andy Weir book.
Yeah,
that I listened to this past year on audiobook. The audiobook is great.
I
love
good.
reading the books too, but the audiobook is really good.
Yep, Martian was great.
Really
this is going to be great. I can't believe it's been 10 years since The Martian. You got to hurry up and make these movies faster.
Gosh.
I know.
Has it been that long since I discovered a man could live on Mars eating potatoes? Oh my gosh.
Made with his own poo. Exactly.
You're right. Potato poo?
Potato poo. That's going to do it for us. A quick note to Sean McLean, Brant Paddock, and Trey Warren. These are some old-time supporters of us on our Patreon. We don't get a lot of new ones in December because we never do. It's just part of December.
That's just December.
Yeah, we know that. But it's just great to call out some older names and just thank you guys for being here for the long haul. We really do appreciate it. And if you haven't yet, go over there and get no commercials ever, no ads of any kind, some sweet pre-show content every week, and some other cool bonus stuff that you can get only here by supporting us on Patreon.
That pre-show is good.
Oh, it was a beast today.
Rock'em Sock'em Robot and all the Rock'em Sock'ems I didn't know they even had.
Yeah, I know. Terminator.
Loop.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I need
Rocky.
to put one of those out for free at some point so people
Transformers.
can just see how meaty those are now because they're really good. The pre-shows are like a show and unto themselves. So go get a piece of that pie right now at patreon.com/playretro. Between now and next week, go play something retro.
And don't forget to have a great Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
And then that was what Brian said. Goodbye,
happy
everybody.
holidays.
Happy holidays and Christmas and all the things.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
One wrong move and you're the one singled out.